Hey, quick question for you. Have you ever stopped to think about what's really happening to your money when you deposit it in the bank? Do you trust that it's working in your best interest? Or do you sometimes wonder if you're just another customer for them to profit off? Well, here's the uncomfortable truth that most of us overlook. Banks are businesses. Their primary goal isn't to help you, it's to make money, often at your expense. So what exactly happens with your money? Keep watching to find out. Let's start with one of the biggest misconceptions out there: savings accounts. You've probably been told that parking your money in a savings account is a safe and smart way to build wealth. But here's the harsh reality: it's a myth. Interest rates on savings accounts are ridiculously low. Most of the time, it's less than 1%. Meanwhile, inflation, the increase in the cost of living, grows around 2 to 3% per year. So what happens? Your money is actually losing value over time. Think about it. The $1,000 you deposit today may be worth less than $1,000 a year from now. So what should you do instead? Diversify. You want to look into things like stocks, bonds, real estate, and other investments that can beat inflation. A savings account isn't going to get you there. Before we go any further, if you're finding this video helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I upload content like this at least 3 times a week to help you build smarter financial habits. And by subscribing, you'll make sure you never miss out. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next video. Changing gears, here's another shocking fact: you don't actually own the money in your account. Once you deposit your money, it's no longer legally yours. Sounds crazy, right? Let me explain. When you put money into a bank, it's considered the bank's asset. They technically owe you that amount, but they can use your money to make loans and investments. So, if the bank has a problem, like a financial crisis or a sudden bank run, they might not have enough reserves to give you your money back right away. This is why it's important to consider alternatives when storing or investing your wealth. Do your research. Look into different options for keeping your money safe and growing. Next up, investments in mutual funds or other products that banks often recommend. Have you ever been offered a mutual fund by your bank? Well, here's something you need to know. Those products might not always be in your best interest. Banks often promote mutual funds, but these funds come with high management fees that eat into your returns. And get this, banks profit whether the fund performs well or not, so they have no real incentive to make sure you succeed, just to keep making money off of you. The takeaway? Always do your own research before you buy into any product, and consider seeking independent financial advice. Don't just trust the bank because they've been around for years. Now let's talk about bank loyalty. If you've been loyal to a bank for years, you probably think you're getting rewarded with good rates or perks. But guess what? You're probably not. Banks tend to offer their best deals, lower rates, better bonuses, to new customers. Meanwhile, longtime customers get stuck with outdated terms and fewer rewards. You've probably seen it with credit cards, loans, and even mortgages. So what do you need to do? Shop around. Don't stay with the same bank just because it's familiar. Periodically compare options and negotiate better deals. Your bank isn't as loyal to you as you think. Here's something you may not have thought about. Your data is a commodity. Yes, your financial data, the stuff you think is private, is incredibly valuable to banks. They collect your spending habits, where you shop, what you buy, and how much you make. And they can sell this data to third parties or use it to sell you products. It's all in the fine print of the user agreements, but most people don't realize how much their data is worth. Have you ever wondered how banks make money? Well, they don't just hold on to your deposits. Thanks to something called fractional reserve banking, they're allowed to lend out most of the money you deposit while only keeping a fraction of it in reserves. Let's say you deposit $1,000. The bank might lend out $900 of that to someone else, but they'll still show you that $1,000 on paper. This system amplifies the bank's profits, but it also creates risks. If too many people try to withdraw their money at once, the bank might not have enough cash to cover everyone. Scary, right? So what's the bottom line here? Banks aren't always working in your best interest. It's your responsibility to educate yourself, scrutinize the products and services they offer, and make smarter choices for your financial future. Don't just settle for what's easy. Diversify your investments, shop around for better deals, and protect your financial data.